Good morning to everyone. So I'm Academic Counselor H. Biswas from MIGNU. Today, again, it is a MMPH J02. Today, HRM subject. Unit number 11, that is reward management. And unit number 12, that is your employee empowerment. So both the units we have to discuss today. It is a parting to block number 3, that is unit number 11 is block number 3, that is in compensation and reward management. So compensation part in the earlier session we have already covered. Now in this session I will try to cover more, give you some of the more inputs on the rewards management. And block number 4, there unit number 12, that is your employee empowerment. So both the units are from the examination point of view. Expected question will be there. So first things, the reward systems. So in the reward management, basically the reward systems are the mechanisms and that make the employees fulfill their dream. Another thing is the reward system is to attract and retain the human resources in order to achieve the goals and the employees' needs. Then your employees should be rewarded when they meet their targets. They should not be deprived. I mean, if they fulfill their target and have reached these things within the time frame, or maybe before that they have completed, immediately you have to appreciate and you have to give it some reward. So in this way, we can help the employees directly connect to the reward with behavior and the high performance they have attained. Fail to reward the right behavior and you will most likely get the wrong results. So if we not have a systems, those who are really hard worker or achieve something in due course of time, honestly, so if that type of, so they may be demoralized, they may be distressed, and their behavioral pattern may be changed in due course of time because they may feel I am working hard every time I am achieving the goals, but I am not, appreciation is not there. I am not getting any recommendations from the company. So it is some sort of reward system. In the reward system, we should have sometimes some monetary matters or maybe some of the thanks letters or even simply thank you. That is a way you can change their behavior patterns and they can more motivated towards the work. Now, some of the elements of the effective reward systems. There are some attracting the staff that should be there, the elements you can say it. First things within the system, attracting the staffs. That is the number one element. Then retaining the staffs. How to retain the people if we have a varieties type of motivational, monetary benefits and other fringe benefits are there. Definitely the staff will not immediately leave the organizations. So this is the way we can retain the staffs. Driving the changes is another element. Corporate reputation. In this way, if we have a good reward systems in the organizations, other from the outsiders, those who are the applicant or trying to enter in these organizations, or maybe the competitors, other organizations, they will feel, no, this company is very good, this corporation. So that's why the corporate reputation will be increased. This is the way. Affordability, because our systems, when you are making some our system, you have to keep in mind that really companies capable are able to these things or not, that budgetary allocations is there or not, any type of things. That's also the affordability is also you have to see. Purchasing power, because that also becomes considered as an element, and compositions sometimes. That these all are the elements of the effective reward systems. Now I are coming to formations, different traditional and new reward systems that we have to see. Traditionally, it is based on the cost of living and the competitive market. This is the basic idea. When you are pay packaging or compensation package, we are deciding it's a part of the your system is also a part of your compensation package. As such, you can see in that way. So traditional system was based on the cost living. So basic wages or the salary, they are all are the traditional systems. Evenly distributed uh, between the employees, correlated with the seniority, because based on the seniority, uh, you will get the salary will be after the when we will reach this seniority or this age groups or particular tenure, I mean particular 10 years for this position or 5 years for positions, then so that is was traditional systems and some of the your individual performance assets. These all are the traditional systems. Now let's see what are the new reward systems. New reward systems based on the present trends, variable pay based on the business performance. Because now here the talk is business performance. How much profit you are gaining, you're fulfilling the target or not. All these aspects are very important. So pay may be different sometimes because his capability based on his performance, he is achieving this much salaries. Based on the individual performance, based on terms and the organizational performance, used as a means of the communicating values. So these all are your new reward systems are adopted by the different organizations. Now see the your organization typical rely on the reward systems to do the four things. Basically, rely on the four things are there. Main thing is to motivate the employees to perform effectively. Motivate the employees to join the organizations, those who are newly comers or something, so that we have a system should be such a way it will be more attractive, other you can join it. Motivate the individuals by integrating their positions in the organization structures, because that's why your system will be best operative, can be work very nicely when we have a good organizational structures, because the structures should be given which position you have. And so that is the one of the motivations. If we feel, suppose I am working somewhere, and after 2 years, I know I will be team leaders. And that is already forecasted. I mean, already the systems is there like this automatically. Exactly after 2 years, I'll be eligible for these things. It may delay it or something, maybe 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Anyhow, that assumptions are theirs, probability is theirs. So that will drive the employees to do the more work, motivate the individuals when you know it is already indicated. So that should be the four things we have to keep in mind when we are preparing the reward systems. Now, different formations, the different form of your form of reward systems. Incentives and the rewards. Here actually incentives basically your forward looking planning for the futures. Forward looking part is this incentives. But other way, the rewards is basically your retrospective. To see, calculate the back and the past based on this. You have to be okay. Last 3 years we have it done, and you have to do the analysis, and you have to give a award. So there are little difference between the incentives and the rewards. So different formations are there. Now, in this, there are another is financial incentives. This is also to motivate the people and to enhance their competencies. For that, your financial incentives. Financial incentives are sometimes this is given your direct motivations, and the financial rewards, these are indirect motivations. Now coming to competence related pay. So competence related pay is a method of rewarding the people, how to motivate the people, how to reward these things. Basically generate the added values, of the employee. Then skill-based pay. Now skill-based pay, it is basically the payment or your additional salary, hourly pay. Suppose if you work 8 hours and your salary will be like this, and you have to perform the things. During this period, you have learned or not, but pay to basically employees for the learning. You're skilled enough. Learning means you have already achieved the things. And sometimes based on the demonstration, you have to basically they have to power how to demonstrate the relevant competencies. So employer or the management has to decide, yes, because he has competency, he has already demonstrated the work very nicely with a very knowledge. He has gained the knowledge, so that all these things are counts as a skill-based payment, and to basically to encourage them to learn additional skills so that he can whatever he has learned, that is good enough, but he has to encourage more. He should learn more about the things. And other way we can say there is a stimulate, to stimulate the employees in training, and that will provide them with a broader focus, because in future they can have a broad focus on that. Now coming to team-based rewards. Team-based rewards, as basically it is help to foster the team buildings, how to team bondings. Rather, I can say that the team bondings things, how to bond the teams, and also it helps to build a high performance team. So team-based rewards are based on this only. You have to see, yes, he has a bonding is very good. Within the team, we can manipulate, we can explore the things. Nobody is idle. Everybody are giving their optimum, or you can say the optimum utilization of the manpowers. So it's all are the team performance. So based on this, that some reward system should be there. It is a different formation of we are talking about the formation of the rewards. Now, your profit sharing. Now, profit sharing is now the present trends in the organizations. Most of the organizations are things, or That is also, we can say, another name is gain sharing. Profit sharing and gain sharing is almost the same. The different name is there. There's also, basically it is to encourage the employees to uh, identify the themselves, where we are now. So self-motivations. Basically, it is close to the company's development, because what the objectives are there, they are nearer to the objectives. A common concern for is the progress, and it is also stimulating greater interest among the employees. And another aspect is this is to encourage the better cooperations between the management and the employees. So profit sharing, sometimes it is create a very good situation. Culturally also you have to see if it is closer to the management also sometimes. Because what are the earning companies profiting, they are also sharing to the employees. Gain sharing is also, it is also to share the financial gain. What the company has gained, you have to sharing these things, and so that it can be overall your improvement of the organizational performance. Then we have to see your stock options. Now this is also important. Stock options. Now stock options, it is also a long-term incentives, because you have to allow to some of the purchase of the specific share of the companies, and you can keep it for a long time. What are the profit will be there? You will also get debentures and other things also, and you can, so that this is the another idea is, so that way you can retain the skilled peoples, because that's one way you can say the executive incentive retain policies, because you will not go out when they see, okay, I am also getting that stock option I have, I am also a part of this company, belongingness will come out. Now coming to merit pay. Merit pay is basically, it's a pay based on the merit of an employee. What is it? He has already achieved the things. So that has to be valued, and when he has attained the things, you have to pay for that. So other way you can say it is to motivate and the motivation basically, and to retain the best performers. Those who are best performers, they can retain the company. Typically give the salary increases to individuals. Typically, normally we are giving the salary increasing all this way. You have now, okay, some increment, you will get it, because you have a good workers, your merit is very good, very excellent. So, okay, from the next month onward, you will get some of the amounts, incremental amount. Now coming to your employee ownerships, that is also one of the formation of the word things. I think it is should be a number one, because employee ownerships should be one in the list. Employee stock ownership plan. Most of the companies, in the multinational companies, they have already. To create the integrations across the total organizations, because if we have that type of formation is there, and it will attraction and the retention them as well, and the profit sharing. So this is the way the formation of the reverse is there. A lot of questions may come as a short questions, it may come in a broad question also. So, or maybe simply you can say the skill-based pay, you can describe, you have to describe this. Anyhow, we have to go for next topics, that is our employee benefits. Now, employee benefits are coming, it is basically the objectives of the employee benefits are to increase the commitment of the employees to the organizations, to demonstrate the company's care and the needs of its employees, to meet the personal security and the personal needs of the employees, and to ensure the benefits are cost effective in terms of the commitment. and improvement in the recruitment and retention rates. These all are the basically some benefits are there. Apart from that, some statutory and voluntary benefits are also there, and some flexible benefits are also there. So you can have a different time zones, or maybe winter or summer. You can change your timings, or maybe your morning time shifting, shift duties. All these are some is also the employee benefits parts. And some of the trends, like I said, the employee benefits, the trends in employee benefits compensation rewards, management less attention to tax avoidations, greater simplifications of the benefit packages, more attention to individual needs, a great emphasis on the individual choice, a move towards the cash rather than the benefits in kind, greater concentrations on assessing the cost effectiveness of the total benefit package. That is one of the main points. Here you see cost effectiveness, cost by the effectiveness is very important, because it is a part of the analysis parts. Then only you will be able to give the benefit packages. Otherwise, if the cost part is more, then definitely it will be organizations cannot be giving a good values or benefits. So more attention to the communicating of the benefit packages. These all are the some of the benefit points. Now coming to employee empowerment, it is another units. There is employer and employee relations. So how to empower the employee? Again, it is a correlated, it is a related part. Compensation package, reward systems, all these are basically part of your empowerment of your employees. So empowerment is the process of passing the authority and the responsibility to individuals at lower levels in the organizational hierarchy. Now in the organizational hierarchy, there are so many levels of there, supervision levels, your worker levels, supervisor levels, operational levels, means manager levels, and your senior manager levels, HODs and other in the top levels. So higher management levels. So in every levels in the hierarchies, there some responsibility and some authority should be fixed. Then only you can have a, you can say the empowered, or the company or organization, employees are empowered. The advantages of the empowerment or the involvement are said to include the higher quality products and services, less absenteeisms, lower turnover, better decision making. So all are the part of your, the effect of the or impact of the employee empowerment. Better problem solving, they can also have a better problem solving. So in turn, that the result is greater operational effectiveness. By the Denison's 1984, he has written that you have to give us some authority and responsibility, then definitely we will get the result of a organizational effectiveness can be achieved. Now some of the characteristics of the empowered organizational companies with a high level of job autonomy usually have the following characteristics. It is also held by the Finance 1993. He has observed the things. They invest a lot of time and effort in hiring to make sure new recruits can handle the workplace freedom. Their organizational hierarchy is flat. So this is the way some of the characteristics he has given. So we have to focus on these things. So invest a lot of time, no problem. Because once you have the recruit, after that you cannot go back to the total recruitment process. So maybe the time and cost and money, effort, everything will be lost. So that's why initially you can invest some of the lot of times, effort, so that in the end results you will get a good things. They set the loose guidelines so workers know their decision making parameters. So sometimes the workers should know, and they can also have a able to take a decisions, particularly in the parameters. Accountability is paramount. Results matter more than process, because it should not be stereotypes. Just just do it just like the robots. You are humans. You have to utilize your brains and some accountability. Everybody should have. Then only we can get a better results. High quality performance is always expected because it's a universal nature. Because every company expected these things. Openness and a strong communication encouraged, because everybody should allow to speak something. They should give their opinions. So communication are very important. Allow them, let them say something. Allow them to listen carefully. And everybody, individuals and the employees, especially those are in the worker and supervisors. So let them say something, speak something. Maybe some good ideas can come out and it can be implemented and company can be benefited. And moreover, they can have a participation, because yes, I am also a part of this company, and I am also discussed with my managers, and I have that's sometimes the openness. Basically, the openness. It may be through the forums, maybe the workshops, or maybe the open forums. So many ways you can conduct, and directly the company heads, directors can sit and discuss open meetings like this. So that some employee satisfactions is the core values, because the employee satisfaction is very important part. If all is not there, that type of characteristics is not there, then you cannot empower the employees. This is all are the part basically to the characteristics of these things. The guidelines for introducing the empowerment, because company should have some policy, some guidelines should be there, some standards should be there, and all the standards can be followed by everybody. So that is also requirement, or we can say it is a part of your characteristics parts. Understanding the changes to achieve, what are the changes are likely to be, that should be forecast before and discussed with them, and that should be achievable, because what the changes are there, it is some uncertainty is there, and it may not be achievable. So that should be clear. Some clarity should be there. Selecting the strong leaders, because to empower the resources, human resources, you should have some good leader is required. So selecting the strong leaders is one of the parameters. Involving the people, because any project or any workshops and any things are there, even in the discussion part also, involvement is very much required. Everybody has to be involved. They should be aware of all these things. They can participate. They have to speak out. They have to give their opinions. Involvement is very much required. Creating the transition project teams. So when the process is going on, you have to create some of the transition projects so that in future you can utilize them for the forthcoming projects. Providing the training in new skills, because every time technology is changing, maybe the old systems are not effectively work, quality cannot be maintained, very time consuming, the old process. So every time scalings, upscalings, updations is very much required. So that is only through the training only. It is possible. Providing the training is very important, and keeping in view of the new skills, latest state of the art technology to be adopted, so that people can be equipped as per the latest technology. That should not be old one. I mean, the 10 years before, 20 years before, that old technology may not be fit for this present scenario. So establishing the symbols of the changes, that is also important. Acknowledging and the reward is in achievements. So these all are part of your things. Now next, benefits of the empowerment benefits in the organization itself by the creating an environment which encourages the proactively problem solving. Because if we create some of the benefits systems, empowerment, then definitely it will create a your encouragement and people can start their own decisions. They can try to solve their problems. So for employees, empowerment provides a sense of high self-esteem. That is one thing. If we have a power, some authority, and some as per the positions, he has given some of the authorities, some responsibilities, definitely he'll start thinking and he feel also the yes, I am a manager, I am supervisors, I have already entrusted, company has given me some responsibility, so I have to do it. So some self-esteem will come out and high degree of involvement and the participations, the learning environment opportunity for the personal growth and development and a greater sense of achievements. It is replacing the fear and the greed hierarchy with the network of the empowerment. So empowerment basically self-motivation, we create some self-esteem also, and you can do accordingly without any fear. Because when the fear is in as a barrier, then it cannot be empowered in employees. That should be removed as early as possible. Now coming to very important part, that is one of the, or there are the various forms of the styles of the participative managements. There's one of them are which is very widely applied and practiced is quality circles. Japanese are evolve all these things and they are very familiar with this, very famous in the quality circle systems. This leads to a good participative environment and greater acceptability of the decisions. So now I have to say some of the detail of your quality circles. Now let's see. I have to add on some of the quality circles. That is in the Japanese fossil farms. They are very popular in the Japan's. It involves the participation from a small group of the employees doing the same type of work, and they meet regularly to meet the identify the analysis and solve the problems that arise during the course of their work and their associations. To develop the utilize basically to utilize of the human resource efficiently and effectively, to develop the quality products, improve the quality of work life, and to sharpen their capability and utilize them in the individuals. There's a creative in a creative sense, and so that they can solve the problems very easily. So techniques are there are so many techniques are there for the quality circles, the brainstormings, and they can sit together as a, that's why the circles is given, and then they can resolve through the effective training of the employees and management support. Obviously, based on these they can. So quality circle basically is a special team. Those are voluntarily or maybe prescribed by the companies. They have to move every department. They have to see, or within the department where the problem is going on, they can solve immediately and to empower everybody. So that is one of the major techniques already it is successful and it is applied by the Japanese. Now coming to the some of the philosophy underlining the workers' participation stresses. That is your talking about the participations, because workers' participation, then only we can empower the workers. So that some of the philosophy behind it, democratic participation in decision making. So they have to invite, they have to come, sit and discuss. Maximum employer-employee collaborations. So you have to different zone, different pocket is there. You have to identify the area and segmented area or departmental wise. You have to invite, and so that the maximum employer-employee collaborations should be there. Maximum and minimum your state intervention, because if the intervention is more state interventions, then it may not be a successful. That has to be avoided and see. Realization of a greater measure of the social justice. That realization should be in the mind. What for well-being, what for this product will be ultimately for the human purposes only. Public will accept it, customers should be happy, and environment, social environments also we have to consider it. So that type of realization is very important. Greater industrial efficiencies and higher level of operational health and effectiveness. So we have to see there shouldn't be any hazards, and considering the all aspects and the effectiveness also. So some of the things are philosophically to see the before participate the workers, that what are the stresses are this. Because of this, maybe sometimes the meeting is not successful, even though they are participating, but still the outcomes, solid outcomes are not coming out, because these all are the stresses, because sometimes because of that, it is affecting the things, it is impacting the situations. Now, what are the objectives of the worker participations in the management? The objectives of the worker participation in management are as follows. You see, some of the points are there. What is the purpose behind it? What should be the aim? To raise the level of motivations of the workers by closer involvement, because as early as possible, the workers are coming and closer to the things, then definitely it will create a good result. So it is some level of the motivations to provide the opportunity for expressions and to provide a sense of importance of the workers. So this is one of the objectives behind it. It is a just open door. Please come, sit and say something. But your problems or any ideas you behind it, what is the your brain, what the things you can share. So that type of sharing mentalities will be developed. To develop the ties of the understanding, the reading to better effort and the harmony. That is one of the things. Without any commenting to each others, or maybe in the outside, they can have some team or good discussion within the unions. That should be avoided, and then they can come as a effort, joint efforts, and good harmony for the betterment of the company, betterment of the individuals, and for the social systems. To act on a device to counterbalance power of the managers, to act on a panacea for solving the industrial relation problems. So these are basically the objectives of the workers' participation. Now, form of participation. There are formations are there. Some of the formations are collective bargaining. That is one of the formations. The collective bargaining results in the basically the collective arguments. Collective agreements. What are the arguments was there? Now finally it is converted as a convergence as an agreement, and then which lay down the certain rules and conditions of the services in an establishment. Another form is works councils. These are the exclusive bodies of the employees. They are in this case the joint management councils and committees are there. GMCC, this is in short. Mainly these bodies are consultative and your advisories, which with the decision making being left to the management, top management. Another is your formation is your board representations. Then your another is the workers' ownership of the enterprise. So these all are the some few forms of the participations. Now, some of the things are required before the effective participations. When you are talking of the participation part, the prerequisites for the effective participation. Now, here are the topics basically, or all these things we are discussing for what? Basically for the empowerment. So that the employee can be empowered by this, through these all different type of process we are discussing. So some of the things before participations, prerequisite things are required. The prerequisites for the success of any scheme of participative management are as the follows. What are the things? First things, there should be a strong, democratic, and representative unionisms for the success of the participative management. This is the first condition. Second condition is there should be mutually agreed and clearly formulated objectives for participation to success. So mutual agreed, because otherwise conflict will start. So mutually agreed and the clearly and ultimately formulated what are the objectives as to formulate. That type of mindset is required. Third is there should be a feeling of participations at all levels. So that type of feeling should be there. Yeah, I am also a part of these things. I am not the outsiders. I am also these organizations employee. So that type of feeling should be there. So that is the participation feeling mandatory. Don't only you can have a reach some of the points and you will be empowered in all respect. Fourthly, there should be effective consultations of the workers by the management. So effective consultations is required because what is the aim, what are the objectives of these meetings, why you are participating, what will be the result of the participating, what are your expectations, organization's expectations, what the goal we have to achieve. So all these things are through these consultations. You have to moderate the things. You have to clarify the things. All the in every steps. Now, fifth steps are there. Both the management and the workers must have full faith, the soundness of the philosophy underlining the concept of the labor participations. Here actually the role, the management roles and the worker roles should be trustfully. They should trust each other's. Some faith will be there. They're okay. All we are jointly discussing. We are jointly focus on the company's development, or at the same time we are also discussing our self development also. So that type of collaborative mind is required. Then soundness is also required. There should not be any conflict, any controversy should not be there, or there should not be any bad things or should not be coming in. So then that is the way And also we have to follow the what are the underlining the concept of the labor participations. That also we have to follow the guidelines is given. Maybe what are the rules, regulations are there. That also we have to follow. Now to to make the workers' participations in management a success, certain conditions should be satisfied. Some of the conditions are to be satisfied when you are in the meeting, in the participations. So their managerial attitudes, because suppose those who are in the manager are participating, so their attitudes are obviously they have to incline in the company's matters because they are managers, but still the attitudes are should not be affect in the participation meeting. In the meeting, it should be affect in the overall meetings. Union cooperations are also one of the areas because maybe sometimes in the particular the organizations there may be 2, 3 or sometimes 3 to 4 or unions are there. That some cooperations are required within the unions. There should be some suppose one from union number one participations, union number 2 there from the another participations participants 3. So all 3 participants from the different unions, there should have some cooperation mindset should be there. Then only your effective participation will be there. Then meaning of the participations, that also to be aware. Everybody should aware why. What is the meaning of the participations? Simply I go there, I have to adamant, I have to say something, I have to protest, I have to demand. So what is the level? How far we can go there? So that is the where I to stop, where I can stop some things, and where I can negotiate the things. So that is a very important part. That the meaning of the participations, because always focus to achieve the things, to gain some things, rather than back. I think rather than disturb the things. That should not be there. So that's a mindset should be there. And then lastly, the workers' attitudes. That is also very important because normally it is because of the differences. Workers and the management's mindset is different. Sometimes the workers is thinking in other way. With the management thinkings, they are the perspectives, where the project, maybe after 2 years, after 5 years, where will be their strategic decisions they are taking. But in the case of workers, they are today, day-to-day problems they are facing, they are focused on their own purposes. So that is sometimes the gap is there. So attitudes are also to be aligned with the whatever their mind and their just say before participations. So workers' attitudes are to be monitored, and they have to aware of all these things. They should not be create any situations which are impacting in the decision making problems. So that is all are the measures of the some of the more things. Management and the operatives, employees, whatever it is, should not work and cross purpose. That is, they must have clearly defined and complementary objectives. Before start the meetings, they should be circulated. This is the agenda point, this is the objectives, this is the point to be discussed, and which are the action to be taken, which are the things that is category. There should not be highlighted any other things which are not listed. So some should be defined. Free flow of communications and informations. That is very important. You can present your viewpoints uninterruptedly, so that nobody can object the things, nobody can interrupt the things, but there shouldn't be any, the point should be clear, to the point, and this is in line with your, uh, I mean, the objectives. So that's why it's some free flow of communication. So suppose somebody is saying something and other persons are interrupting, not allow him to say, not allow him to complete the sentences, or whatever he wants to convey or communicate, interruptions is there. That should not be a disservice in the, especially in the meetings. So that's why the communication and the informations are very important. Now, participation of the outside trade union leaders to be avoided. That is the most of the cases we have seen. The most of the activities, outsider leaders are entered and they have to take their part in their meetings, and they have to highlight the things may not be related to the company's point. Management are already disturbed. So because their interests, party interests, they have to see their own interests, the party interests they have to see. They're not very much inclined with the company's benefit or company's policies. They don't bother about it. So that's why you have to avoid it. That's why the outside trade union leaders to be avoided. If we really want to be a good, effective workers participation meeting, then definitely have to have it. Strong and effective trade unions. Because you see, so that there should be fair games, because once the management, what are the sayings, maybe there are something wrong, maybe wrong things are there. Somebody has to point it out. And knowledgeable person should be there. So from the trade union sides, what are the trade unions? They should be academically and knowledgeable. They should be knowledgeable. They should know all these norms, all the rule and regulation. They should know what are the company organizations' perspectives. Also, they have to see it. Benefit of the company is also up to them. Yes, definitely they have to fulfill their workers' requirement, needs of the work. They are representative for these things, but at the same time, they have to consider the company's motivations, company's objectives. What are the strategies company decided by the management? Because they are the interface. Because the union leaders, they are the interface of the workers and as well as the management. So they're very careful decisions are required. So workers' educations and training is also needed. Trade union and the government needs to work on this area for a successful participations. Definitely, trade unions and jointly on the government also see which are the area are lacking, for what purposes, why all the time meeting is not successful. They have to work out these things. What is the problem behind it? Basically, why they're not sorted out? Basically, trust between both the parties. That is one of the aspects. So both the parties has to be stuck. What the management is saying, that should be believe, at least believe or trust the workers, and what are the workers is saying, that is also to be taking a very careful way, humbly by the management. They should listen very carefully what they're saying. So some sort of bonding, some sort of your, you can say, both the parties should have developed the relationships during the meetings, and apart from before the things, you have to prepare by yourself. Okay, I have to go there, I have not create any nuisance, I will be very calm, we have to discuss all these things, what the management is saying. Suppose I am a worker, So I have to really come down. I have to see, okay, to keep in mind what's my objectives, what to be highlight the points, definitely, but in a very nice way, or very pleasant, everything very nice way. At the same time, the management should not be take any advantage because I am in the management. So I have to what I will say. Workers are supposed to bound to agree these things. No, they have also human. They are also a part of your organizations. They are the employee of your organizations, and they are working hard. They are product the things. They are always keep in mind they are the quality maintains. So their companies, their mental support, their stress should not be there. They should not have any fear feel. Always allow them, okay, please tell me what is the problems. Okay, don't worry, I will see. So that type of good languages and some of the very cooperative way you have to consider their points. Workers should be associated at all levels of decision making. That is one of the things. Because sometimes the workers are not coming, not participating in the meetings. Suppose expected the company management meeting is going on, they may be expected at least from the different unions or others, your workers, at least 10 to 15 persons are likely to be, for example, as a big organizations. But there are only two persons has reached in the meeting and they are also not aware of all these things. The union will, okay, you can go there and participate in the meetings. I will not go there. The learning persons are not coming. Simply, you will be simply sitting because you don't know anything, there is no agenda, he has not prepared. So that is also you have to see. The workers should be associated at all levels in the decision making process because you have to send such a persons so that he can highlight, they can put the minds, what are the proposals, they can put it in very nice way. And so that in this process of decision making process can be very nicely and very successfully can be decided by the management and the workers. So that's all our basic measures of this. Then your employees cannot spend all their time in participations to the exclusion of all the other works. That is also very important. Sometimes it does happen. Full day they are enjoying, they are just sitting in the things. And what are the works they have to supposed to do? They are neglecting the things. So that is also one of the parameters of theirs. Employees cannot spend all their time in participations to the exclusion of all other works. So it is a very tricky situation. Sometimes it is happening. So that's something. Basically, there should be very policies, guidelines should be there, and it should be a well way. All these measures should be published. I mean, should be notified to all these things. Should be notified in the notice board, circulate to the managements, circulate to the workers, unions. Then definitely the effective workers' participation management will be nicely can be conducted, and maybe first meetings you can take decisions. Need not to be second meeting or third meeting may not be required if we have considered all these things. Prerequisite conditions, that type of mindset, what are the I have discussed right now, the attitudes and all of the things. If we considering all these things, definitely you can have a very effective workers' participation management. We can achieve the things. So I think in this way, almost we have covered up all these things. Now the last question paper is I have December 2024 question paper, where I have seen the last time the two questions has already come from describe from the forms of workers' participation in management in Germany and Czechoslovakia. So now last time it has already came the questions. It is your December 2024. Germany and the university. So now this time it may be a change other way. Those are the good questions. Another short question was there, participative decision making. So it has already short question has come. So you can have a go through this. So last 3-4 years question paper you have to solve it and prepare these things, and you can also listen these videos, these sessions also, and hopefully you'll be prepared for the exam purpose. So in the next week, in the next session, again 19th June, Thursday, again we have to discuss for the block number 4, balance unit 13, unit number 13 and 14, and in details we have to discuss in the next sessions. So okay, now time is almost over. Thank you very much. Thank you.